Y'all been waiting, and now it's time to get into the Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. Alright, so I'm pretty sure y'all are wondering how I acquired this bike. Easy. A friend of mine got stranded at work. He lives down in, or he works down in Stafford, Texas, and I'm up in Humble, so that's on the opposite side of Houston. And he said that his bike left him stranded at work one day. It just wouldn't start. It tried to turn and turn, but it just wouldn't go. And it got to the point where it actually it wouldn't even turn anymore. It was just done. So he called me up and said that his boss is going to end up towing the bike, and I just simply couldn't let that fly. So I got my trailer, went down there, I picked it up right here, and in the meantime I had been working on the Honda, and now that that is, you know, kind of off to the side, we can go ahead and get into this. A little overview of what I found wrong on this bike just from outside looking in. Let me go ahead and switch over to the GoPro and I'll show you guys what I see. Okay, so right from the start, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm very OCD. I have to have things working or in really good shape or perfect shape. And this bike drives me insane with all the stuff that I see. Let me just start. We'll start up here and I'll work to the back. All right. First thing is these fenders or these fairings. They ride. It's sitting, I don't know if you can see, it's sitting on the top of the fender, and that is no good. That tells me some of the brackets on here are not mounted right or something's broken, so I got to figure that out. This actually needs to sit right about here, and that down there needs to, I think, connect. So, and just barely clear it, but instead it is actually sitting on the front fender. These tires are low on air. I gotta air those up. It was difficult moving the bike around, so I gotta check that. I'm not sure about the brakes yet. We're gonna get into that later on. The battery ultimately turned out to be one of our main problems for the power dying. It wouldn't start. So the fairings themselves, yes, they do have to come off. See what else here. The bike's got an oil leak. I don't have a flashlight, so let me go get a flashlight real quick. Hang on a second. All right, so looking down inside here, as you guys can see, this bike has had an oil leak for quite some time now. All right, let me take you guys off my head so you can see. All right, I don't know if this light's gonna give you guys enough. Let me dial it back some. There we go. See how wet that is on the bottom right here? That means that oil has made it through here. I'm looking at the engine itself. If it's wet back there, it tells me if there's any oil leaking from the top of the engine. And it looks like it has. See how wet that is up there, and then oil is dripping from the drain pan or the plug itself, which is that right there. It's hard for you guys to see. I can't do this, I'm 6 foot tall. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna zoom in on the image. But yeah, everything under here, it looks like it's just wet. Looks like the oil pan itself is wet from up top. It's hard to tell with this exhaust manifold in the way. Then it's wet over there. Oh man, I don't know where that's coming from. But oil's been splattering up inside here for quite some time. See how dirty it is up underneath here? Yeah. So that initial oil leak that wasn't caused by me. That was my biggest fear, is was I the one who created that issue? Answer for that is no. It has been leaking, just not enough to really be noticeable. So in a way, Josh, by us loading it up on the trailer that way and creating that oil leak, making it worse, that makes it to the point where we can see it. You have been leaking oil. Some other things on here. The kickstand's good. The shift linkage is fine. It's not too loose. That is in the wrong position. That's gonna need to be tightened. So I need to make adjustments to the shifter. I don't know what's going on underneath the tank, but I'll tell you now, he's got grommets on one side, but the way these grommets are, I can pull this off. That is a bad grommet, guys. So I need to replace this one and this one. So I'll probably go up to like Harbor Freight and go get some replacement ones, or see if they sell them on partzilla.com. I do have a replacement front brake reservoir. This has got to go. This is broken, so this is it's not safe to have this here. That line is kinked up under there. That's not good for this reservoir to be this way. You got two different styles of you got a clutch handle. This is original, but this is aftermarket. And what I'm seeing here is he likes this design. However, this one's green. I have the same style, only it's black. And I have it up there. I was gonna use it for the Honda, but it just turns out that didn't work for me. Like I said, tank's gotta come off. We gotta drain the fuel. The carbs, the carburetors need to come out. This is looks like a fuel shutoff. Really? Okay. Is it reserve? I don't know what's what. It's probably a shut off. Anyway, I'll figure that one out. I didn't know that fuel thing was there. I did take the battery out. Let's pop this off. Come here. I did end up taking the battery out, and I did have a new battery in here. I'm sorry. And I got it charged, and I finally got the bike to fire. But this thing ran like total crap for about, if I was lucky to have it running for about 10 seconds, and then it would kill itself. And so it wasn't a power issue at that point, or after I fixed the power thing. Took the battery out, put it on a charger and a tender, and I did that because we're not using the bike and I'm gonna keep it in good shape. So that's the most important part. Don't have any bolts for the back over here, so I don't know if this is supposed to line up for it. I'm not sure if this tank, I don't think that this tank belongs to this bike, because these don't line up and they're supposed to. So there's that. I don't know the condition of the fuel lines. I haven't taken the tank off yet, but we're going to get to that today. Moving back, I noticed that the chain guard, the bolts and stuff they're coming off, so I'm gonna have to address this issue and make sure they stay in place. Rear tire, this thing looks pretty new. It's in really good shape. Whenever I go to turn this, if I try to back it up, it's really hard to pull. But if I push it forward, it's super easy. So that tells me that his brake pads back here are catching on that rotor. So let's take a look at the condition of those. His brake pads need to be replaced. I mean, he's got a little bit of life left in them, but you can see the piston has pushed itself out, and he's got very little meat left on these pads, so they got to be replaced. So I don't know much about the damage on this side, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna mirror the same on the other side. So that's pretty much all the work that I've got to do. His chain, I can't really see it because the plate's in the way, but his rear sprocket looks like it's in pretty decent shape. I can't tell if the front sprocket needs to be replaced, but I doubt it. He's got some pretty decent slack in this chain, so that's going to need to be addressed. The links on here, they look like they're in good shape. I don't know if it's an O-ring. It's an O-ring. So I'll probably end up taking that off and oiling it and getting those and checking all the O-rings on that chain, make sure it's in good shape for our operation. But yeah, oil pan, the fairings, carburetor, clean this out, and new controls up top, and a battery. Possibly address the brakes in the front, air up the tires, and I think that's it. I really think that's it. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy job, something pretty quick, but I'll tell you right now, I'm very, very picky with my work. So this is going to take a little bit of time to do. But he wants to have a good solid running bike. One thing I did notice about these fairings is, see how they're separated right down here? Well, there's a bolt that can go in here, and there's one on this side as well. You see it right there sticking out? Well, what's supposed to happen is this needs to be, that one, this needs to be pulled down and be brought together. And there's a rod that connects these two to keep these fairings together. But that's not the case. His is hanging down because he's missing that joining rod. Let's see what else you got going on under here. You got grease fittings for the swing arm, which is good. I may need to. I'm probably not gonna mess with that. That's gonna be fine. Everything else looks okay. I mean, it could use a bath, but it's okay. Everything's in pretty decent shape for its age. It's a 2000. So, but we're not going to know the full extent of what's going on inside here until I take the carbs off. And that looks wet under there, so something's leaking. I got to figure that out. I already have the drain pan, it's in that envelope right there. I've got the drain pan, and I have the gasket for the oil pan, and then I've also got in there a carburetor rebuild kit for this bike, so that I can just, you know, take them all apart, break them down, clean them up, slap them back in the bike, and getting this thing back on the road. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and dive right on in it. I'm gonna slap you guys on a quick time lapse. I'm going to take the tank off of here. I'm going to get these fenders off, get them all disassembled, and then we're going to have a better idea of what we're dealing with. Okay, so now that I've taken off the fairings on the bike, all of its plastics, including the chain guard, I found some more stuff wrong back here that I'm going to end up correcting. But where to start? We're going to go ahead and begin with the nose of the bike, and there's some stuff wrong with it. This right here, it is supposed to be a joined piece, one complete piece. Is broken. I will have to melt that back together and patch it up. Looks like there's another crack here. There's a crack here. There's a crack up here. I mean, like, there's quite a few all around the bike. Looks like this is broken. I'm gonna figure out why that won't mount correctly. There's supposed to be a bolt holding that together, and there's just one bolt holding this. So I'm gonna pay attention to this. It looks, oh, that's what happened. That plastic bracket here, that snapped off. That's what happened. I wonder if I can make new ones. Looks like this one on this side cracked. It did. So I'm gonna do what I can to try to save or salvage these plastics, because the nose cones, it's not that bad. Besides the road rash that's here, I might be able to shave that off or just not touch it altogether. These clips here, they were held on with bolts. They're actually supposed to have plastic push rivets, so I may end up fixing that. The plastics on this bike, they're actually white. The plastics are white, but because it's been in the sun for so long, the sun, UV rays, has turned it into almost a cream color, which in my opinion is not that great of a color. I don't like it. So anyway, there's that. The front section, I don't see much wrong with what's going on up here, besides, I guess, this bracket here. This is bent outward. Clearly the bike has been dropped. So what I may end up doing is I'll take this cluster off of here. Oh, hey, here's the bracket. Yes, I like that, because I can melt that back together. And there's the other one on the other side. Yes, I can save these brackets up here. I can save them. Yes, 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 yes. That is good. I love seeing that. So what I'll do is I'll probably take this bolt off of here, and I'll bend this bracket straight again. Anything that's bent or cracked, I'm going to try my best to mend it back together, and just basically repair it if I can. Bend it back straight again. I saw back here on the chain guard, the wiring for this, it's exposed. And the chain guard itself, they were zip tied to the top of the chain guard, and in my opinion, it just doesn't look very good. And I'm very, very neat and tidy. The zip ties are just a quick throw together. I do not like that. So what I'll probably do is I'm going to go and get some wire loom, and I'm going to mend these together and make it nice and tidy. After I put the chain guard on there, that wire loom, I can probably get brackets that will mount to the side of that chain guard, and it'll look like it's supposed to be there, and that will eliminate the zip tie look on this bike. So I've had a bike before. I did a bunch of zip ties before, but over the years of working on bikes, I got really good at it, and I've learned ways to make them look better, fix things I didn't know about before. Just comes with experience. Looks like this needs to be realigned. This is cracked, so from underneath I'll probably remend that. I'll have to break this free, take the plastic off. So yeah, I got a little bit of work ahead of me. I think what I'll probably do next is I'm gonna try to get the fairings up there, get that out of the way. I don't think I'm gonna need to take the tail section off. I'm not seeing any cracks anywhere. I did take that tape that was on here off because I didn't like it. What's this? Oh, this is supposed to be a push rivet. I bet you this tail section doesn't belong to the frame on this bike. People like to do that nowadays. They take like a 2000 year model and they'll put like a 2006 tail section on here, and it just changes the look. And like Chad, for example, across the street, he's got a 20. I'm sorry, he's got a 2004 or 2007. I think it's 2007 GSX-R 750, and he put parts on there for 2012, and they actually fit, which is cool. All right, so what else? Let me get the flashlight. Some other things I found. Clearly, I mean, you can just see how this has just been kind of thrown together. This is just unacceptable. You can tell it's been laid down. Some of these bolts and stuff that were on the side, one of them gave me some duff. You saw me draped over the bike like this. It was this one right here. If you can look, it was shaved. This is where it was dropped. So this bolt all together, I'm going to break that off. I'm going to cut it off and take this out and redo that bolt. I'm going to put a new one on there. So if there's any bolts on here that are broken or just stripped or whatnot, I'm going to take them off and I'm going to clean them. His shifter and stuff, I'll probably take that off and polish that up a little bit. What else did I find? Well, that's it for right now. But I got to take this tank off next, so that's what I'm going to do now. And let's put that back so I don't lose it. It's not like it's going to matter, but it's whatever. Just stay, whatever. Let's go ahead and take the tank off. And I think that fuel line's turned off, hopefully, because if I take it off the bike, I don't want it spilling everywhere. So let's go ahead and take the tank off and keep on going. We are gonna have to replace that. All right, so the way I see it, I've already undone these two bolts up here. I took the dial, the fuel selector, off of the actual pedcock itself, and this is just an extension as I'm losing the bolt for it. Not smart, Scott. And then trying to get this thing out of here without damaging anything. Looks like I'm gonna have to take the fuel bracket. There's a bolt that fell in there. I'm gonna have to get that here in a minute. Hey, what do you know? There it is. This looks like it goes to the fuel filter, which is right here. And that is just full of gas. I'm gonna try to get this so I can maneuver this up and away. I've already broke this free. I really think I should keep it there. Let's do that. I'm gonna take it off from the actual pedcock and leave the fuel line connected. Oh, jeez, come on. Come on, Scott. You got this, man. Clamp, move, and relocate. Clamp, undo. Come here. I'll move this back. And I'm hoping that this is shut off. Let me go ahead and put this back on so at least I can control it. It's gonna go on one way. or the other. All right, so disconnect this part. This is still, you know, accessible. I don't know if this line is disconnected or not. Ooh, let's put some towel down to absorb whatever falls, because I don't know how much fuel is gonna fall out. Shiitake mushrooms. All right, let's see what happens. If it's leaking, I can just like, yep, turn it off. And break it free. And I can slowly pull it off. Oh. Nope. That's not off. I wonder if that's off. That looks like it's off now. Apparently I got a cut on my finger. I found it. Oh, it burns. Okay, so that's off. That's good. That's good. Excellent, 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 excellent. I need more towels. All right, so this means I can now move this outside. And whatever gas is inside here, I'm gonna end up draining it, but I'm not gonna do that today. Well, yeah, I can't do it today because I don't have enough room in my fuel reservoirs. They're all full right now. So let's go ahead. We're gonna pick this up. Okay, it feels almost like a full tank. We're gonna get this, set it over here. Get that fuel over there. Good, it's not draining. Cool. All right. So let's look at the guts of this thing, and they're filthy, super filthy. This looks like a fuel pump. And that is a fuel pump. That's interesting. I didn't know they had them. That is a vacuum line that goes nowhere. That's not even connected. This one goes to the transmission. This is the air box. But I'm gonna have to take this thing off to get to these carburetors. I'm gonna have to take them out. Let me see, I don't know if you guys can see. All right, so looks like a fuel filter right here. This was just sitting in here, guys. It was just like sitting. It wasn't connected to anything. So we're gonna have to figure out where that goes. This is wet. What is it covered with? It looks like oil. That's not a good sign. The oil is getting up inside here. So let me go ahead and take this air box off real quick, and we'll look inside and see what we find. Right off the bat, I took these out, and there's oil on the threads that's inside here. That's not good. That's dry. That's dry. That is a little wet. That's not cool. Oh man, that is really not cool. Vacuum line. That is a breather for the transmission. Huh. We're about to find out what happened. Okay, long, 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 short. All these are short. That's dry. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna be getting some Ziploc bags to organize all these bolts. So let's see what we find. He's got a K&N air filter, so that's good. That's aftermarket. Its screen looks good. It's clean. That's good. These are velocity stacks. And if I were to well, these are moving pretty good. Let's pull the K&N up. What are we looking at? That is dirty. That is oil. That is engine oil. Why? Why is there oil being thrown up inside here? It's supposed to be red. It's not. I'm gonna take that and clean it while I got it off. But it looks like there's some oil inside here. Why, I do not know, but we are going to find out. All right, I'm not gonna go much further on this bike tonight. I've gotten as far as I need to go. I need to organize everything and kind of start ordering some parts as I go. I need to make a checklist of the stuff that's gonna need to be changed. White plastic is broke off. This is one of the tabs for here. Yep. I might be able to save it. I know you would normally think to throw that away, but I'm in the business of trying to preserve. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content of this video and learning about this Kawasaki right along with me. Clearly I have a lot of work to do, but it's just totally fine. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. I learn new stuff as I go and apply all the skills and knowledge of previous motorcycles to make all the new ones that I come across better. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy the content of the video. And if you guys don't mind, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Y'all take it easy. I love you. Good night. Just a little bit of bonus footage. Use 10mm. Pull out these two. And then just pull straight up. And these should be free. That should be free. And then the casing comes up. That's what we got. There's a, looks like that was a vacuum line that was supposed to go on there somewhere. There's oil dripping. Yeah. Somebody drilled holes in the bottom of that. Somebody drilled holes. Those are not stock. Somebody did that. And it looks like we got more oil leaking. up here. Well, shiitake mushrooms. That's interesting. That is interesting. But yep, here's your carburetors. Okay, bye.